10 Best Foods to Prevent Heart Attacks Without Medicine. What if I told you that the key to avoiding a heart attack isn't hiding inside a pill bottle or buried deep in a hospital basement, but actually waiting for you in your kitchen right now? Sounds almost too good to be true, right? But here's the thing. Heart disease is still the leading cause of death worldwide, and yet, so much of it is preventable. The real plot twist? You don't need a medicine cabinet full of prescriptions to fight it. You just need to know what to put on your plate. Imagine turning your meals into powerful shields for your heart, using simple, natural foods that not only taste incredible, but also work like a secret squad of bodyguards for your arteries. We're talking about everyday ingredients that can help lower cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and even scrub away plaque before it can cause chaos. Foods that could make your heart stronger with every bite, without turning your diet into a bland, joyless prison. In this video, we're uncovering the 10 best foods to prevent heart attacks without medicine. And trust me, you'll be surprised by how many of them you already know and maybe love. By the end, you'll be armed with the knowledge to turn every meal into a mini heart health ceremony. No white coats, no side effects, and no complicated rules. So, if you're ready to take control of your health in the most delicious way possible, stick around. Because your next grocery trip might just become the most important heart investment of your life. Ready to meet your new heart heroes? Let's jump right in. 1. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines. All right, let's talk about a true superhero of the sea, fatty fish. Yep, these slippery swimmers might just be the best bodyguards your heart could ask for. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, they're basically the Avengers of heart health, and each fillet is like a mini shield against heart attacks. So, why are they so powerful? It's all about the omega-3 fatty acids. These good fats are scientifically proven to reduce inflammation throughout the body, including in your blood vessels, a major factor in preventing plaque buildup that can clog arteries and lead to heart attacks. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, found that people who regularly consume omega-3 rich fish have a significantly lower risk of fatal heart attacks. Omega-3s also help lower triglyceride levels, reduce blood pressure slightly, and make your platelets less sticky, which means fewer dangerous blood clots. So how much do you need? Experts recommend about 2 servings of fatty fish per week, which can reduce the risk of dying from heart disease by up to 36%. That's not just a small win. That's a game changer. Each serving being around 3.5 ounces cooked. That's about the size of a deck of cards. You don't need to eat fish every day and start building an aquarium in your kitchen. Just 2 servings. Easy enough, right? If you're not a fish fan, you can still reap the benefits with algae-based omega-3 supplements, vegan-friendly, or fish oil capsules. But honestly, nothing beats that fresh, flaky salmon straight off the grill. Oh, and don't worry, you won't turn into a fish or start smelling like the ocean breeze after dinner. But your arteries? They'll be as smooth as a calm sea on a sunny day. Coming up next, we're moving from the ocean to the orchard with a heart-healthy snack that's probably already in your fruit bowl. Stay tuned, because this next one might just surprise you. 2. Berries. Now, let's step out of the ocean and dive right into the colorful, juicy world of berries. If fatty fish are the superheroes of heart health, berries are their adorable, mischievous sidekicks, small but mighty, and always ready to swoop in and save the day. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. They might look like harmless toppings for your morning yogurt, but don't be fooled. These tiny fruits are loaded with antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, the compounds that give them their vibrant red, blue, and purple hues. These antioxidants have a unique talent for reducing oxidative stress and inflammation, 2 major villains when it comes to heart disease. A long-term study published in Circulation tracked more than 90,000 women over 18 years and found that those who ate the most anthocyanin-rich berries had a 32% lower risk of heart attacks. That's like taking out a security policy on your heart, but way tastier. Berries also help improve the function of your blood vessels by boosting nitric oxide levels, which helps them stay relaxed and flexible, improving circulation and reducing blood pressure. Imagine your arteries taking a deep yoga breath and saying, "Ah, thank you," after a handful of berries. So how much should you eat? Aim for at least 3 to 5 servings of berries per week, with a serving being about 1 cup, roughly a handful. But honestly, who's going to stop at just one handful? Toss them into smoothies, pile them on oatmeal, or snack on them straight from the container while binge-watching your favorite series. No judgment here. And don't worry about them being too sweet. The natural sugars in berries come packaged with fiber and polyphenol that actually help regulate blood sugar and support weight control, both major wins for heart health. Next time you're at the grocery store and debating whether to splurge on those slightly overpriced organic blueberries, just remember, your heart will happily swipe that credit card for you. Ready to crunch into the next heart-loving food? We're about to talk about a nutty snack that's perfect for when you're stuck in traffic or secretly munching during Zoom meetings. Let's keep going. 3. Nuts. If there were ever a snack that feels indulgent, yet secretly works overtime to protect your heart, it would definitely be nuts. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, pecans, they're tiny, crunchy powerhouses filled with unsaturated fats, plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, especially in walnuts, fiber, vitamin E, magnesium, and a whole bunch of other goodies that keep your heart smiling. Multiple studies have given nuts a glowing report card when it comes to cardiovascular health. The famous Nurses' Health Study and the Health Professionals Follow-Up Study both found that people who ate a handful of nuts several times a week had a 30% to 50% lower risk of heart attack and sudden cardiac death compared to those who rarely snacked on them. So, what's going on in these little shells? Nuts help lower LDL cholesterol, reduce inflammation, improve the health of your blood vessel walls, and may even help control blood pressure. Basically, they're like a spa retreat for your arteries, minus the cucumber slices on your eyes. But here's the catch. Nuts are also calorie-dense, which means moderation is key. You don't want to go from heart-healthy snacker to, oops, I just ate a 2-pound bag while scrolling TikTok. The sweet spot. About a small handful per day, roughly 1 ounce, or around 23 almonds, for example. Raw or dry roasted and unsalted are your best bets. And skip the sugar-coated versions, unless you want your arteries staging a protest. Try tossing nuts into your salads for a crunchy boost, blending them into smoothies, or even using them as a crust for baked salmon. Feeling nutty enough? Good. Because coming up next is a golden kitchen staple that's been praised since ancient times. And no, it's not that weird detox tea your friend swears by. Stay tuned. 4. Extra virgin olive oil. If there's one thing that has united chefs, doctors, and grandmas across the Mediterranean for centuries, it's olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil isn't just something you drizzle on your salad to feel fancy. It's a legit heart-saving elixir. Think of it as your arteries' personal spa treatment in a bottle. So, what makes this golden liquid so magical? It's packed with monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, which has been shown to reduce levels of LDL cholesterol and increase HDL cholesterol. But that's not all. Olive oil is also loaded with polyphenol, powerful antioxidant compounds that reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and improve the health of the lining of your blood vessels. A landmark study called PREDIMED, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, found that people following a Mediterranean diet rich in extra virgin olive oil had a 30% lower risk of heart attack, stroke, and death from heart disease compared to those on a low-fat diet. Imagine that. Just switching up your cooking oil could make you 30% less likely to have a heart attack. Pretty wild, right? So, how much should you use to keep your heart humming? The study suggests about 4 tablespoons, around 60 milliliters, per day. Before you panic and imagine yourself chugging oil straight from the bottle, relax. You can easily hit this amount by using it for salad dressings, drizzling over roasted veggies, mixing into hummus, or even dipping your bread. Pro tip: always go for extra virgin olive oil, the highest quality, least processed type, which retains the most antioxidants and healthy fats. Avoid those cheap, light, or pure versions that have been refined and stripped of most of the heart-loving goodness. Ready to add a burst of green power to your plate? Because up next, we're going to talk about a vegetable that's basically Mother Nature's broom for your arteries. Let's keep going. 5. Leafy greens. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens. These leafy powerhouses are packed with nutrients that can help your heart beat happily for years to come. First off, leafy greens are rich in vitamin K, a nutrient that helps protect your arteries and promotes proper blood clotting. Think of vitamin K as the traffic controller for your blood, keeping things flowing smoothly without dangerous jams or sudden stops. They're also loaded with dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes blood vessels, reduces blood pressure, and improves overall vascular function. In simpler terms, your arteries get to chill out and stay flexible, rather than turning into stiff, dangerous pipes. A study in the European Journal of Epidemiology found that people who regularly ate leafy greens had a 16% lower risk of heart disease. Another study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reported that higher intake of dietary nitrates from vegetables was linked to lower blood pressure and a reduced risk of cardiovascular disease. These greens are also fiber-packed, which helps lower cholesterol levels. Plus, they're loaded with antioxidants like lutein and beta-carotene that fight inflammation and oxidative stress. Now, how much is enough? Aim for at least 1 to 2 cups of leafy greens per day. That might sound like a lot, but it's surprisingly easy to sneak them in. Toss a handful into smoothies, pile them on sandwiches, sauté them with garlic and olive oil, or make a big salad that feels more like a party than a punishment. If you're worried about taste, remember, leafy greens are like the blank canvas of the veggie world. They happily soak up whatever flavors you throw their way. Before you know it, you'll be voluntarily swapping your fries for a kale. All right, green warriors, ready to spice things up? Because next, we're talking about a pungent little bulb that's been scaring vampires away for centuries, but might just save your heart in the process. 6. Garlic. Garlic. The little white bulb that makes your pasta irresistible, your breath questionable, and your arteries surprisingly happy. Garlic has been used for thousands of years not just as a flavor booster, but also as a natural medicine. The secret weapon? A compound called allicin, which is released when garlic is crushed, chopped, or chewed. Allicin is a sulfur-containing compound with powerful medicinal properties, including heart protective effects. Multiple studies, including one meta-analysis published in the Journal of Nutrition, have shown that garlic can help reduce blood pressure, particularly in people with hypertension. High blood pressure is one of the biggest risk factors for heart attacks, so keeping it in check is crucial. In fact, some studies suggest garlic supplements can be just as effective as certain blood pressure medications, minus the scary list of side effects. Garlic also helps lower total and LDL cholesterol, reduce platelet aggregation, and fight inflammation. Basically, garlic is like a multi-tool for your cardiovascular system. So, how much garlic do you need to reap these heart-saving benefits? The general recommendation is 1 to 2 cloves per day. Just make sure to crush or chop it and let it sit for a few minutes before cooking. This allows the allicin to fully develop. If you're not keen on chewing raw cloves like a fearless vampire hunter, you can incorporate it into salad dressings, sauces, stir-fries, or roasted vegetables. Pro tip: roasted garlic turns sweet and buttery, making it perfect to spread on whole grain toast. Your taste buds and your heart will thank you. Up next, we're heading into the orchard for a crisp, juicy favorite that's as fun to eat as it is beneficial for your ticker. Grab an apple, and let's keep going. 7. Apples. Apples are rich in a type of soluble fiber called pectin, which helps lower LDL cholesterol by binding to it in your digestive tract and carrying it out like a bouncer escorting an unruly guest from a club. By keeping cholesterol levels in check, you reduce the risk of plaque buildup in your arteries, a major player in heart attacks. But wait, there's more. Apples are also loaded with polyphenol, especially flavonoids, which have powerful antioxidant effects. A large-scale study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that higher flavonoid intake was associated with a 20% lower risk of fatal heart disease. And guess what? Apples were one of the top contributors to flavonoid intake in the study. Beyond that, apples have a low glycemic index, meaning they won't spike your blood sugar. Another plus for heart health, as high blood sugar and insulin resistance are tied to increased cardiovascular risk. So, how many apples should you munch on? Generally, one medium apple per day is a perfect target. That's about the size of your fist, and it clocks in at around 95 calories, a small price to pay for such a big health payoff. Apples are also incredibly versatile. You can slice them into salads, bake them with cinnamon for a guilt-free dessert, dip them in nut butter, double heart-friendly points, or just chomp into them whole like you're starring in a commercial for natural living. Here's a fun tip. Keep the skin on. Most of the fiber and antioxidants live in the peel, so don't peel away your heart protective armor. And if anyone teases you for your apple obsession, just tell them you're busy building an anti-heart attack force field, one bite at a time. 8. Beets. Beets, the deep red root that looks like it could double as a natural lipstick or maybe even alien food. But beyond their bold color and slightly earthy taste, beets are serious heart health rock stars. What makes them so powerful? The magic lies in their high nitrate content. When you eat beets, these nitrates are converted into nitric oxide in your body. A study published in Hypertension showed that drinking beetroot juice could lower systolic blood pressure by up to 10 millimeters of mercury in just a few hours. That's about as effective as some medications, but without the long list of scary side effects at the end of a TV commercial. But that's not all. Beets are rich in betalains, antioxidant pigments. They also contain fiber, folate, and potassium, all nutrients that contribute to keeping your blood vessels healthy and your cholesterol levels in check. So, how much beet do you need to make your heart do a happy dance? Aim for about 1 cup of cooked beets or 1 glass of beet juice a few times a week. If beet juice sounds a bit too health retreat in the mountains for your taste, roasted beets in a salad or thinly sliced raw beets with lemon and olive oil can be delicious alternatives. A quick note, don't freak out if things look a bit reddish in the bathroom after a beet-heavy meal. It's called bituria, and while it might make you think you're turning into a Marvel villain, it's totally harmless. Beets might not win any popularity contests at the kids' table, but once you understand what they do for your arteries, you'll want to invite them to every dinner party. Next up, we're turning to a nutty, creamy spread that can transform your breakfast and give your heart a serious boost at the same time. Grab your toast. This one's about to get delicious. 9. Avocados. Let's be honest. Avocados are basically the Beyoncé of the food world. They're smooth, wildly popular, and somehow make everything they touch instantly cooler. But beyond the avocado toast hype, these green gems are serious heart heroes. Avocados are loaded with monounsaturated fats, the same kind of healthy fats that make olive oil so beneficial. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that eating 1 avocado per day as part of a moderate fat diet significantly reduced LDL cholesterol levels in overweight and obese adults. That's right, 1 creamy avocado a day can make a real dent in your cholesterol profile, all while feeling like an indulgent treat. Avocados are also rich in potassium, even more so than bananas. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure by balancing out the effects of sodium. Think of it as your heart's built-in tension release valve. 1 avocado delivers about 975 milligrams of potassium, covering nearly 28% of your daily needs in one delicious swoop. Plus, avocados provide a healthy dose of fiber and antioxidants like lutein. Basically, they're like tiny, green bodyguards inside your arteries, handling business before trouble even starts. So how much avocado is enough? Half to 1 avocado per day is a safe and beneficial amount for most people. But don't get too carried away and turn every meal into an avocado extravaganza. They're calorie-dense, so moderation keeps both your heart and waistline happy. Avocados are versatile enough to be mashed on toast, sliced into salads, blended into smoothies, or even whipped into a chocolate mousse. All right, guac fans, we're down to our final heart-protecting superstar. And this one is a warm, comforting classic that's been starting mornings right for centuries. Ready? Let's finish strong. 10. Oats. Oats. The humble breakfast buddy that's been hanging out in your pantry since forever. While they might not be as flashy as an avocado or as mysterious as a beet. What makes oats so special? It's all about beta-glucan, a unique type of soluble fiber found in oats that has some pretty magical effects on cholesterol. When you eat oats, beta-glucan forms a gel-like substance in your gut that binds to cholesterol-rich bile acids and helps flush them out of your system. Think of it like a tiny Roomba cleaning up your arteries before cholesterol can set up shop. A review published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming just 3 grams of beta-glucan per day can lower LDL cholesterol by 5 to 10%. That's a big payoff for such a simple morning ritual. But oats don't stop there. They're also rich in antioxidants called avenanthramides, which have anti-inflammatory properties and help improve blood pressure by increasing nitric oxide levels, giving your blood vessels a nice, relaxing stretch. Oats are also high in magnesium and potassium. Plus, they have a low glycemic index, meaning they provide steady energy without spiking your blood sugar. So what's the magic number? About 1 cup of cooked oats, roughly 40 to 50 grams of dry oats, per day is a fantastic goal. You can jazz up your bowl with berries, nuts, seeds, or even a swirl of almond butter. And don't think oats are just for boring old porridge. You can blend them into smoothies, bake them into muffins, use them in pancakes, or even make overnight oats for a grab-and-go option. Your heart won't mind if you get creative. It'll be too busy dancing in appreciation. So, next time you're tempted to skip breakfast or reach for a sugar-loaded pastry, remember, oats are like a warm hug from the inside out, giving your arteries the TLC they desperately need. Wow, who knew that saving your heart could be as delicious as it is powerful? We've just uncovered 10 incredible foods that can help you lower cholesterol, reduce blood pressure, fight inflammation, and keep those arteries as smooth as a fresh jar of peanut butter, all without a single prescription. From fatty fish and leafy greens to crunchy nuts and cozy oats, each of these foods is like a tiny, edible superhero fighting for your heart's health every single day. Your fork is one of the most powerful tools you own. You don't need magic pills or miracle cures. You just need the courage to choose foods that love you back. And the best part? You'll still get to enjoy every single bite. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these heart-healthy heroes are you most excited to try? Do you have a go-to heart-loving recipe or a secret family dish that keeps your ticker happy? Drop it in the comments below. I absolutely love reading your stories and learning from this amazing community. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and join our growing family of health enthusiasts. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you have the power to take control of your health, one delicious choice at a time. Here's to a stronger, happier heart, and a life you love living. See you in the next video.